What's up, everybody? Hope you are doing phenomenal out there. I've got another awesome knife from Tuya Knife here. You guys, if you didn't catch my live stream on at Blade Show, there was a request to go check out these guys specifically, and got to meet Mr. Warren there as well. But this knife here was specifically requested. They wanted to see it at the table. So I can't remember who it was, unfortunately, but here you go. So this is the Tuya Shocker. I said this was one that was requested flat out. Somebody wanted to take a look at this. It is a SD Knives collaboration with Tuya. So you might know SD Knives from their other name. It's Bad Habits Manufacturing. They do some killer custom knives. So without any further ado, let's get right on into this thing and just check it out. You do have a standard kind of a tumbled or stone washed, I'm not sure what you would call it, titanium. It might even be slightly micro milled. It's definitely got some texture there. And then you got some nice little milling lines done right there. It gives a little bit of texture as well as a little bit of grip. You do have some phenomenal jimping there on the back spacer. So this is a about a half length back spacer, quarter length, half length, somewhere around in there. It does look to be a titanium back spacer. Same PVD coating on the back spacer it is on the rest of the knife. You do have a perfectly centered blade. There is your SD Knives logo. I love how they put their logos right there in the void on the lock bar. Typical Tuya pocket clip, done well. Everything looks good here. Let's go ahead while we are here and check our screws. Go and check our T6s. So phenomenal job there. Phenomenal job there. And I've actually had somebody ask me why I do this. So if you don't take your knives apart, this doesn't mean anything to you. But if you take your knives apart and you maintain your knives and you work with your knives all the time, having well machined screws is just a godsend. So that's why I do that. So you guys can see whether or not these screws are machined properly. And you know, if you see me do 10 Kaiser knives and 9 out of the 10 of them have really good machining on the screws, chances are the one that you get is going to be the same way. But if you see me do 10 Kaiser knives and 9 out of the 10 of them are sloppy, then chances are the one that you're going to get is going to be sloppy. So just using Kaiser as an example because, well, I do a lot of Kaiser knives, but they're all typically good. Anyway, so here we have a very interesting Rhino Rhino blade. It looks to be a clip point. Yeah, I would say that is definitely a clip point there. Do have a really cool swedge here, almost a harpoon shape there. A definite, definite hollow grind. Not a super steep hollow grind, but definitely hollow grind there. You can see that. Now this is, the blade itself is DLC coated. So you can still see that wonderful machined satin. You got the contrast satin there, and you can see that still through the DLC. So DLC is an opaque coating, so you can see through it. That's why if you polish the blade up really super high polish, and then you put DLC on it, you get polished DLC. But jimping there on the blade is phenomenal. I liken that to some jimping that you see on some of the CDC knives, like most recently the Outbreak has a very similar jimping style to that. I absolutely love that. Very functional jimping. So there you have the Tuya logo, 20 CV blade. Let's take a look at the grind lines, or the grind there. Grind looks phenomenal. Looks very symmetrical. Strong tip. Let's see, let me get that schmutz off the tip there. Yeah, there's a little bit of something there on the tip. Let's see, is that... There we go. I think I got it. Close enough. Tip looks good. So there you can see the tip there. Without that schmutz on there. Schmutz makes it look like it's off, but tip is very strong and perfectly done. Onto the knife. So I did pick this up at, like I said, at Blade Show. For the person that was asking about it, and it's a fantastic knife. Kind of in that same right size category for me. I love around a 3-inch blade. You know, that 7-inch overall. That's just kind of the sweet spot for me. Yeah, I really don't have anything to complain about. Well, okay, if I had to nitpick, pocket clip, this part right here where the pocket clip kind of comes down, that spot just kind of hits me a little wrong. So I do get a little bit of a hot spot from that. The sharpening choil is done extremely well, so we can zoom in and take a look at that real quick. So I kind of glossed right over that. So that is a very well done sharpening choil. So folks, all knife companies, pay attention. That is how you do a sharpening choil. So that choil, you know, it ends right there. Forgive the fingernails, I just got off work. But yeah, that choil ends right there. So you've got a ton of room for sharpening. Fantastic, fantastic job. Action is phenomenal. Again, if I had to nitpick on something, I'd say the detent's a little on the light side, but that is most likely just this knife. The detent, like where the detent spot is perfect. So it's not late, it's not early. I mean, it just right there, you're past the detent and it just drops. I said if this were my knife, I would tune it a little bit and get that detent a little bit stronger. But I love where the opening hole's at. It's in a fantastic location. You've got a little bit of kind of just a little nub there. You can see that. Got that little nub there that comes down and catches your thumb. So it allows you to do that. You don't have to worry about getting bit. Again, just another one of those small, 3-inch blade knives that works really well. Like I said, and I think probably what I would do, again, if it were my knife, is right there. So I thought it was this part here that was hitting my finger or hitting my hand wrong, but it's actually that spot right there where there's just kind of a peak. I would just get rid of that. I would just round that off, probably bring it back to here and just round that off. And I think that would get rid of the issue that I have with the pocket clip. Yeah, nice knife. Another fantastic offering from Tuya. I absolutely enjoy these guys' knives. I've not picked up one that I didn't at least somewhat like. Even if it wasn't for me, I could see why it would be for somebody else. They've all been extremely well done. I am proud to own one. I have one in my collection. So again, that is thanks to Lefty, and thanks to him as well for doing the pass around and allowing me to take a look at this knife as well. So as always, guys, make sure you show Lefty some love. Let me know in the comments down below what you got going on. Is this one that you have on your list or not? If not, tell me why. Outside of that, guys, again, thank you for everything. As always, just remember to be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Y'all take care.